Okay, so first off, you're going to notice that the screen is wider than it is taller because I'm recording this on a curved widescreen. So hopefully it still looks good for when you want to view it or zoom in. But I had someone make a comment about do you recommend SketchUp for deck drawing? And I absolutely do. Uh, Richard made that comment about 7 hours ago. So I've always said this in the beginning when I first tried SketchUp many years ago when Google owned it. I could not figure out how to make it work, and it frustrated me. And really, what was happening was I didn't understand the whole sticky geometry. So as I was drawing, things would get attached to other things, and it was frustrating. But over time, I have watched a lot of YouTube videos, and this SketchUp is pretty awesome. So if I was building a deck, and let's say let's just throw some stuff out here. So let's say I'm going to get a 16-inch sonotube. So let's just build all the parts we're going to need first, and then I'll talk about tags because tags are important. So I went to the circle tool and I'm dragging a radius, and as you look down here on the bottom right, as long as I don't click anywhere, I can just start typing. And a radius of 16 inches is 8. So I'm going to type the number 8 and hit enter. And there is my 16-inch circle. And then I'm going to go push pull, which is the letter P. And let's say we're going to go down 24 inches. So I now have this shape of a sonotube that's 24 inches deep by 16-inch diameter. And it's all sticky, right? See that? It's all, if I attach anything to this, it's going to be part of this. So the trick is to 1, 2, 3, triple click. And then the default setting, it's weird. If you press the letter G, that makes it a component, which I don't know how G relates to component, but I've changed that in my shortcuts. So G becomes a group. Because imagine that, the word group and the letter G. So anyways, there's this. But I want to show you something. If you start using SketchUp, there are extensions. And I've paid for these extensions because they're totally worth it. Column footing. This is Nathaniel Wilkerson, and he writes Ruby scripts and codes to create extensions that are just absolutely amazing. Sonotube, column hardware. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It depends. Like if this is a deck, well, technically a deck probably wouldn't even need all this, but let's just go with it. No, we're not gonna. We're gonna bolt it in later. We're gonna drill down and bolt it. The diameter, we're gonna go 16. The height, we'll go 24. Yes, we're gonna have reinforcement. Unless you have a special tool that'll bell, what that means is it flares out at the bottom so that it provides more uplift protection. Then say no. But I've seen those. I've seen them do like 12 or 14 foot piers, and then the auger part flares at the bottom. It's pretty cool. Vertical bars, yes. 1/2 inch. 4, yes. Hoops, that's this way. Hoop spacing. So I'll get maybe 1 or 2 in there with 12-inch spacing. Update. Close. And this is Madik's. Oh, that's why. Okay. So his is even smart enough to know that it starts below the horizon. So what I'm going to do is move this one down too. move. I'm going to hit the up arrow so that it stays in the vertical plane. Type 24, boom. Okay, so now we're cooking that way. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to double click in there so that I can click this text, delete that. And then I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to go right next to this one. Then I'm going to move it 24 inches apart. So now we have these two. So his has the concrete looking outside. So I'll hit the letter B, then I'll hold down Command or Control if you're on a Windows, and I'll paint this one. So now they both look the same, except when I hit the letter X. Check that out. So Nathaniel has all the rebar and everything in there. So pretty awesome if you need to show that. Let's turn off X. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to need a post. Now, I'm pretty sure Nathaniel's plugins, extensions, can do way more than I use them for, because I have yet to really tie myself to the computer and make it work. I was drawing wrong there. So if you click and let go, and then you drag, and while you're dragging, you look to the right, and there's two sets of numbers. And let's say you were going to do something that's rectangular. When you look down there, one of these numbers is 4'9", and the other one is 3 13/6 inches. So you can tell right away the first number is going left to right. And that's something to remember. But for right now, we're just going to go 5.5, comma, 5.5, enter. You want to be precise like that. And then let's just pull this up a random height. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to make it 36 just because. And then 1, 2, 3, G. Now, if I was going to use something like, say, joists, and there's going to be a bunch of the same, that's when I would make this a component. Let's do that next. Let's do R for rectangle. We're going to go this way. We're going to look down at our numbers. So this is 4 15/16 wide and 7 feet long. So this is the direction I want to go. So what I'm going to do is go 1.5, comma, and let's do 12 feet, enter. So now we've got something 1.5 inches wide and 12 feet long. And I know when you buy them at the lumber store, they're like 12 foot 0 and 3/4 or whatever. They give you a little bit extra to, square up the ends. We're going to pull this up. And on this deck, we're going to just say it's going to be 2x8. So 7.25, boom. Now something else that if you've ever built decks, I'm going to call this a component. I'm going to call this joist. I'll go back to that thought I had. Joist. Let's call it PT 2x8, and then I'll just throw this symbol in here at 12 feet. See if it takes that. The rest of this, I don't really use a lot of components, but we're going to go ahead and make that a component. Okay, so we're going to cantilever this at some point, and the nice thing about components is when you edit one, it edits all of them the same. So when we go to cut these all off, boom, they're done. But like I was going to say, if you've ever actually built decks, you've used pressure treated lumber, and it's always a little thicker than not the standard sizes. So when I made this 1.5 inches by 7 1/4, that's exact theoretical size. A lot of times it's going to be 1 5/8. A lot of times it'll be, especially deck joists, I've seen them 7 inches to 7 3/8 in variation. So that's something you have to think about when you're installing a deck. Don't just stick them all out there and assume that it's all going to be good, because It's some of them are swollen because they need to dry out. Some of them are just swollen, and you don't have to run them all through a table saw to make them all the same, because I did that when I was a younger man. And I'll do that for treads. Like if I was using actual 2x treads and I need to have them precise, say I need 11-inch treads, I'll rip that quarter down. I'll make them all exactly, mechanically exact. I only really do that like in apartments where we had 3 different flights of stairs going up 3 stories. It was a lot of stair building, but we were able to turn it into production, and it worked pretty good. You could color these if you wanted. Let me see. I think it's here. Maybe it's here then. Yeah, here we go. Paint bucket. So you could come down here to wood, and you could pick, like, this looks like pressure treated, and you could paint it, but it starts getting confusing to me, so I don't really add color unless it's the last thing I want to do. So, but what I will do sometimes is I will find, I guess they call it crayon now. See, this is, why can't they just call it colors? I used to have this aversion to SketchUp because I thought it was for kids. In fact, I would say, oh, it's for babies. It's not. I've seen some amazing designs, but then why would they? We're working with crayons. Really? So I don't know if what you saw, I clicked on white, and then I clicked opacity, and it doesn't really matter the number. As you play around, if you go way over here to the left, you won't even see it. But so now, as you look, I'm going to use the 3D mouse here so that you can see through that. So there's going to come some instances where when you build, you're going to want to have this post here, but you might want to see if there's a connector on the backside. You might want to be able to see that from different angles rather than just coming all the way around to see it. So that's a personal call. I'm going to make that not quite as opaque or opacy, whatever. So let's see. We have this. We have this. Let's go do a search for adjustable post base. So what is that? ABU 66. It might be ABUZ. I don't know. Let's find out. Boom. Here it is. Look at this. So this is a standoff base, and it's from Simpson. So that'll be cool. Now, some people will tell you never load it into your model because, like, this is only 205 kilobytes. But somebody might draw something like right here, 2.5 megabytes. And, wow, that's the 8. Okay, I like that, though. They tell you no and open it in a separate plan and then make sure that it's not got extra artifacts to cause your poly count. These are, I don't use these words very often, but I'm just going to bring it in. So I want that, but I want to go back to this. I want this because look, it's going to give me a section view and it's a 6.6. This is really cool. I like this. This will work good. So we're going to download this too. It's going to make my model bigger, but whatevs. Okay, so we got that. One of the challenges is going to be getting this centered on there. So what I'm going to do is hit the M key, slide along this blue line till, where's the end of that? Well, it's not locking anywhere really. There's the middle. Okay, so boom there. And then I'm going to come up here. boom there. And now I'm down in the concrete, so that's not correct. So then you go, you pick anywhere really. Anywhere that's a point that's part of this framework, so that's the lowest. Up arrow, boom. There we go. I used the up arrow command, which made me only go vertical. And then we're going to come over here and go move. Actually, I can grab anywhere that's centered, like right here is the center. And you'll see that the yellow, green, I guess it's green. We're gonna lock. Oh, that's a rotate. I don't want that. We're gonna go move. Yeah, I don't want this. I just want the center. There we go. When we use that, that's the bottom of the circle. I'm going to left click, green. Now it's locked left to right. So now I can inference. I'm going to come over here to that point and click. And now what I've done is I've moved this to be centered on that, which is what I want. And then what I can do is go highlight this and do M option. You'll see the little plus thing up to the upper left. I don't know what Windows command that is, but left click there. Whoops, come here, you 3D mouse. Come over here, left click again, and we've just moved. We're gonna hit X. See, that looks so good. So those are kind of prepped. Joist. If we wanted to put black deck tape, we could do that. So I'm just, let's see, what is it, 2 inches? I'm going to make it 1.5 inches because to make the tape, let me think about this. Means I got to have a little 1/4 inch piece bent. Well, I guess it's doable. We're going to go rectangle, start here, go this way. And we'll do 1.5, 12 feet, enter. And what I want to do is bring this up just a 1/16. So push pull, start raising it, 0.0625, enter. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, G. And then I'm going to take this and make a copy. Come over here. And then we're going to rotate this. Where's the rotate? So Q. Start spinning it down, and you can either type 90 or it'll snap to 90. And we're going to shrink this. I got to figure out, oh, that would be a good way to do it. I know exactly what to do. Get away from there. I'm stuck. Sometimes you get stuck in the geometry and you use your scroll wheel and you can't get out. I'm going to take the letter T and I'm going to go down from the top 0.25. Now I know how much. Come on now. See how it's super. If you scroll in and out and your cursor is out in space, you'll shoot past things. So you have to hold your mouse, your cursor, with an object, and then you can zoom in and out and have a little bit of control. If you don't do that, it's frustrating because if you think you're going fast, you end up not going fast. You end up trying to recover and figure out where you're at. Okay. There's that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Get out of that box. I'm going to hit flip this one. And then I'm going to hit option. So now it will make a copy of this, and I want this blue one. So now we have that. I'm going to get rid of this. So there's a shortcut command for delete. I think it's delete axes or something, or show or delete or whatever. I don't know where it is. It's actually, you can go into settings, shortcuts. Here you go, view axes or not view axes. And it looks like that's option A. So I'm going to get this out of the way. So here, let's get out of this. Okay. So I'm just going to go option A. Of course, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? I have it actually as a Stream Deck button, and it works. So I'm just going to go axes. Or, oh, duh. It's not axes. These are guides. Delete guides. Boom. Yeah. I did turn. So watch this. Option A. That's all that is it turns off the... See. I leave that on and while I'm getting started, and then when I go to do screenshots, I'll turn that off. So here's our tape, and then what we're going to do is we're going to union this. And let's see, where do I use NROth? Yeah, I do right here. So union. So you click the first one, you click the second one. Well, there it did. It just joined. And then you have to hit spacebar and click somewhere to kind of loosen everything up, and then come back and do the same thing. Tools, NROth. She's a code writer from England, and she does a lot of extensions also. But Nathaniel's are amazing because he's in construction, just unreal. So this tape, let's make it almost black. Let's make it this one. And we'll do a little bit of see-through. Okay, so now there's your G tape. And it's actually 2 inches with the flaps down. And here's something cool. Check this out. Your tape is never going to be this hard, right? So we're going to use an extension called bevel. And I never can ever get this right. It's hard for me to, I click on this, or maybe hang on. You go inside and then you do this. So see how I've double clicked it, and it's, now I think it's going to work. It's always confusing to me. Yeah, there it is. So I can click on this line and then start to drag, and it rounds everything just a little bit. Too small. Well, that's weird because I've made it work before. And I made it work on metal strapping, which was this small. See if this, maybe I double clicked too many times into the thing. See, and you're getting to see live the time that it takes to do some of these tasks. Come on, come on. Maybe I'm supposed to hold down. There, see, now look. It did it right there. So let's go over here. Okay, so I pushed left, I left clicked, and I'm holding. And then I come up like that. There it is. Okay. Now, doesn't that look more cool? It's rounded, so this would look, the inside, I could probably make that rounded too. But for now, when you look at this, once this is taped on top of a joist, it's going to have this rounded look, which I'm sure just made my model bigger because it's having to represent all these curved faces. I don't even know how that works. If you want to know, there's some great instructors on YouTube that are not only do they teach you stuff, but they're funny too, so it's enjoyable. Nothing like learning and having a good time. So we've got our posts. These are beefy. I mean, a lot of decks only need 4x4, but you do you. I tend to overbuild because I like solid. I love timber. Okay, so we've got, this is in the ground. You have your posts. We need to have a couple beams. So we'll do a drop beam that's a 4x. I want to see, some places in the world don't even have that. We have 4x lumber up here, so you don't have to double 2x anything and hope for the best. Let's do, which way is this going? Let's go 12 feet, comma, 3.5, enter. And this will be since it's a small deck, we'll come up 9.25. See, I only did 2 clicks there. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, G. Now, a lot of guys will angle back the board. And we would do that if once the deck's done, then we would do that. But I'm going to show you right here how easy that is. There's a few different ways without it being highlighted, and it's just not sticky. I'll sometimes come over here with a line, find the middle, start drawing it on the face, and then there's 45 if you want a 45. So let's do this. Let's do T. So there's the middle. And then I'm using these temporary guides. Let's say you wanted to come over, what is this, 2 inches? Then you would do a line from there to there. Then you highlight the line. You do Control X or Command X. Then you go 1, 2, 3. Now you're in sticky mode, and you paste and hold. So you come up to Edit, Paste in Place. Yeah, well, I don't know why I call it paste hold. It's paste in place. And now when you hit P, you have the opportunity to push pull this side or push pull this. So we're just going to push pull that all the way through to the back. And then we can delete these guides. And there's that side. There you go. So you know what I should have done? If I knew that this beam was this length, when I had that line drawn here, before I removed it, let's just do it here. Okay, here we are, right? I'm going to click on the line. I'm going to go flip plus. Take this. Find the center of this, wherever that, there it is. There's that line. I'm going to take that line's already highlighted. Hold Shift. Click this line. Control X or Command X. 1, 2, 3. Paste and in place. Letter P. Well, I wonder why that didn't work. That one worked. It's easy to fix this though. Just click that and then hit the eraser tool. Letter E. I haven't used the eraser tool enough. I need to. And then click outside of everything. Delete these guides. And there's your beam. You've come in 2 inches and you're starting from the center down. There's many different ways to do that, but that's the way we're going to do it. When I go to do a rim board, I'm just going to take this joist and just rotate a copy 90 degrees. And that is Q plus. So you do Q option. And you want the blue. You want the blue compass. And I usually go up arrow just to lock it in place. Go like this, spin this over. If you look in the bottom right, it says 90. You could type 90 and hit enter. Like if I started rotating it right here and I just went 90, enter, That would probably be faster than me swinging it all the way around. And then while we're at it, I'm just going to get this moved out of the way. So I'm going to see how the green, I'm going to left click somewhere in space, do the left arrow to hold it in place, and I'm just going to move that over like that. So we have a joist. Now see, none of this is tagged, right? We look over here, none of it's tagged. So floor 0, I don't even know. I've built all these tags, and I did a numbering scheme. Like I just started with 1,000 because I wanted them in the order that I'm going to get to them. So like here's joist, right? I'm going to joist, highlight. And the way to tell if it's working is you turn off the little visibility eye, click on the flag, it's gone. I want to find, if I don't have rim, what was that number? 1480. Okay, so I'm going to make a new one so you can see that. I'm going to do 1484. It looks like I'm going to follow this pattern. Floor 1, colon, framing, space dash space, rim, board. Enter. And there it is. So what I'm going to do is turn off the eye, click on the little flag, and click on the rim board. Now I know I have beams, so here's a beam, lumber. It is a beam lumber. I could add another one that says beams pressure treated or whatever, or just general beams. It doesn't matter. You make all the tags. So whatever, if you know all the parts you're going to be using, you create the tags that work with you. Nobody has these as a default. So I'm going to go there, hit the beam. See, like I haven't really put everything you could possibly do in here. So I probably need to add posts and G-tape and sonotube concrete. I think I probably have found it. I have footings. I wonder if I have. Yeah, let's just call them footings for now. Or would that be wrong? It'd probably be wrong. I should have my own in here that have sonotube. Don't even have Simpson metal. Huh. Well, anyway, so you could see where I started, and you just carry on and make it awesome. And then when you want to see them back, like the only reason that you're going to have tags is so you can isolate things and create scenes up here at the top. These are all scenes. And what I did to, like for the front view, I went camera, I went parallel projection, camera, standard view, front. And then as you zoom in or out, you're in 2D. As long as you don't drag your, like if you do this, oh, now you're no longer. But if you save this as a scene, see how it goes back? So I have it set up for front, right, left, rear, plan view, so we can look straight down from the top. And the reason why that it's drifting everything to the left is typically the model is right here. These are just the parts. And so when you hit plan view, I'm going to turn on the axis. Yeah, see how it zooms in right here? This is where it's supposed to be looking. And if I go ISO upper right, notice how everything's turned on. That's because when I saved this scene, all these tags were on. And just because I turned them off, they don't stay off. If your scene, when you save a scene, it saves this whole list in the condition it was when you saved it. So check this out. I'm going to turn off joist and rim board. And then when I come over here, I can right click and update. And if I update, Now, when I see how they came back on because that one's different, if I hit this, they're off. I'll put them back in, right click, update. How long have we gone here? 35 minutes? All right. So I want to I want this on, and I want to update that. Update the selected styles. Yes. Oh, let's just see. Yeah, you notice I'd moved. Okay, let's do this. We're going to update it right there. Update. Okay, so now it's going to show this view. Let's build a quick thing here. I'm going to highlight this and hit move plus, which is like saying copy. And we'll do that. Of course, this is in the wrong direction. Well, no, you know what? This needs to be lower. That's what's going on here. Move straight up and down 24. And then rotate 90 degrees. Q. Let's rotate it from down here. Okay. And then we're going to take a copy of everything I'm going to do is a copy. So it's all M plus. And then when you decide someday you need a Stream Deck, you'll just have a M plus button. You won't have to do M and then whatever that other keyboard shortcut was. So I made a mistake. See how I grabbed this front corner? I shouldn't have done that. So I'm just going to drop it right there. I'm going to grab it in the middle, right there, so that I can come over here. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. A post goes here. So let's grab a post in the middle. Let's do here, M plus. I just noticed when I went to put that beam in there that this post is, this base is, there we go, wider than 3.5. Okay, now to get this centered, I don't know if there's a better way. I'm sure Aaron has a better way. So let's see, I want to grab the center of this. There's that little center mark. It's on the red line, so I'm going to hit the right arrow. And then I'm going to inference up here to the top. And I keep hitting escape and spacebar because I think spacebar is what I'm supposed to hit to break it, but I'm so used to escape from other CAD that this is what I do. That looks pretty centered. Okay. And so where I live, we're not allowed to notch posts. But there are people that would notch them, especially in the old days. Instead, they make us buy Simpson hardware and stack them. So I wonder if Simpson has a, what would this be? An ECC? That would be an end cap, right? ECC 6.4 enter? Nope. Something like that. Let's do Simpson strong tie. Yeah, look at this. So what is this? So the guys that draw their own don't always label them the way Simpson would. Hang on a sec, I need to look at my phone for a minute. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, Copilot, got it. This is where it starts taking time trying to find this. This is a 6.6. I need the top to be a 4.4. Well, so you can see the process, right? You would go into this extension warehouse and figure out what you need. So I don't want to waste time with that, even though it would look awesome. So here's a 4.4 post and a 4.4 top. Oh, hey. This isn't the exact right one, because I would want it out more by the end. But this would work, I think, for now. Let's just let's see what happens here. Yeah, this might work. So click there, right arrow, inference to here. And then, however, this might be centered, I suppose. We could do that. Click here, move, find the center, lock the green, and then go find the center of the post. And then in a situation like this, if I knew this is how this was going to go, I would 1, 2, 3, draw a line across here and move this line down. Let's see, how much can I move that down? A little bit. So if I'm coming in and how about 0.5? Yep. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just for rain. So the top of this post is going to get taped anyways, so that it's sealed. I just don't want water on the end grain. Double click. I wonder if I'm still, I bet I'm not. So let's highlight that line. X, 1, 2, 3. Paste and hold. Now I can come out here, click on this, move, click on it again, up arrow, start going down, type, what did I say, 0.5? There you go. So now that sits on that post. There's going to be G-tape all the way along underneath and all the way over here. That way when the rain comes through, it just sheds off the end grain, because that's where they rot quick. Now I can go move there, there. We're starting to get a deck built here. Let's copy one of these, M plus or M, what is that called? M something. All right, so I want to show you something that I do. Let's go, we're going to do the green and go 24. So now we're sticking over 24. And let's get this rim involved here. Let's do M plus. You didn't see the M plus button because I got lazy and I grabbed the Stream Deck. I need to move that. I should have grabbed it here. Fact, I like having the front. Well, we're going to have the front over there. Let's just move this. Let's just move this whole assembly back. Move. Green. 1.5. show you why I did that. Because the next wrap is going to be short and long, so these will overlap each other. So let's do this. Let's do the letter T. We'll come over 16. Now, if you're doing angled decking, look at your manufacturer, your vendor, because they may want closer spacing. They may want 12-inch. Most of the composites do, because it's kind of a big span for them. It'll feel spongy. All right, so we've got this centered on 16. I'm going to get rid of that. And then here's a cool trick. You can do M+, start going, type in 16, hit enter, and then you want a bunch more. So let's do, including the one that you see that's blue, let's do 8x, enter. And it just did, oh, wow, look at that. Almost nailed it. So there you go. Those are all 16-inch on center, except for this end one, which if I drag it over, it's going to be off. And the reason why I moved this 1.5 inches back is I like to, wherever the posts are, let me see. Wherever the posts are, I like to add strapping. So I'm going to make a double rim, and I want a piece of Simpson LSTA 18 to come up this face and across the top of this. So like if I had a post that was going to go here somewhere on the outside of the rim, I want this inner rim to be strapped up and across. Next post up and across. Next post. So that when you push on that post and you've got double rim, let's do double rim here just to get this going. There you go. Oh, it rang and it stopped. I'm going to stop this video. You guys get the point. So, hey, thanks for watching.